There's a part of me that doesn't want to share when things like this happen with the public. After all, I'm only human, and no one likes to be judged or anything like that. But I have a self-inflicted obligation to these species, to speak for them, since they can't speak for themselves. These species serve a very important purpose in our environment. They keep populations of reef fish in check, so that the symbiotic relationship between the fish and the coral remains in balance. If you can restore the coral and keep a healthy population of sharks, the marine ecosystem will thrive. They are basically the two keys. Obviously, it's much more complicated than that on a biological scale, and there are many more details as to how it all works, but for us regular folk, without years of education in those particular topics, to sum it up, these two species are kind of a big deal. When I was a kid, I got into the aquarium hobby and gravitated towards sharks. These small benthic species are one of the coolest marine animals that I have ever met or had the privilege to spend half of my life so far living with. They have very low metabolic rates, and so they don't really do all that much. They adapt to living in captivity very well, and once someone discovered that, they started keeping them in public and private aquariums. This is Yoshi. His species is a coral cat. I got Yoshi from an aquarium store about 6 or 7 years ago. I have no idea how old he was when I got him, but he was just about full grown and in a very small tank. He had been there for a while, so I bought him and brought him home. Since day one, he has been nothing but a very well-behaved, chill little guy. He was very sweet and kind to the other sharks. He waited his turn when I would target feed all of them, and he was really smart. After 6 or 7 years of a life full of no predators, good buddies, and a consistent supply of his favorite foods, Yoshi passed away peacefully in his sleep on May 10, 2019. A good friend and former employee of the aquaculture facility and I examined the body and found absolutely nothing but a healthy old shark who had reached the end of his life. My very own first dog that was 100% mine and not the family's dog was a Chihuahua named Chico. When he was 5, I learned that he had a heart condition. I stopped at nothing to provide that dog with the best life that he could have ever asked for. When he was a month and a day shy of 14 years old, he went into congestive heart failure. I brought him to the vet, and surrounded by my family, I held him in my arms as we assisted him to the other side. He did not suffer, and he went very peacefully. As I walked out of the vet's office holding his empty harness and leash in my hand, aside from extreme sadness, I had a feeling of achievement. A great one at that. I had given that dog the best life that I could, and he lived a long, happy life, regardless of the heart condition. He gave me lots of happiness and lots of laughs. He was a total badass when he needed to be, and a very sweet little guy to me, my immediate family, and his selected favorites of my close friends. I know that most people feel more for a dog than a shark, and maybe that's why sharing these things are hard, because to us, a dog in captivity is different, but a shark in captivity is not always viewed as a good thing, and a lot of people have a problem with it. I was a kid when I first started keeping sharks, a kid with intentions of becoming a marine biologist. That hobby turned into so much more, and I'm nothing but honored to share what I've learned from living with and caring for Yoshi with all of you, who, like me, would have probably never known of his species' existence had it not been for the aquarium industry. And with that, I will say, rest in peace, Yoshi, and thank you for everything that you've taught me. I will share everything that I've learned about your species with whoever will listen. I will conclude this video with one of my favorite quotes. For in the end, we will conserve only what we love. We will love only what we understand. And we will understand only what we are taught.